The ocean is alive with echoes, whispers of giants that have ruled the seas for millions of years. But today, their ancient migration paths are shifting, their songs are fading, and their future is uncertain. I'm Arnav, and today on Echoes of the Wild, we follow the great migration of whales and the threats that are changing their world. Whales undertake some of the longest migrations of any animal on Earth, from the cold, food-rich waters of the Arctic to the warm tropical seas where they give birth. These ocean giants travel thousands of miles each year. But something is happening, something that is altering their ancient roots. Take the gray whale, for example. Every year, they travel nearly 12,000 miles round trip from the icy waters of Alaska to the lagoons of Baja California in Mexico. The humpback whale, they journey between feeding grounds near Antarctica and breeding grounds in the Pacific Islands. But how do they navigate such vast distances? Scientists believe whales use Earth's magnetic field and underwater landmarks, following ocean currents like invisible highways. They are nature's greatest travelers. To help us understand more about whale migration, we're joined by Matt Stumpf, a naturalist on board our whale watching trip here at Dana Point, California. We're with Captain Dave's whale watching company, setting out on a beautiful excursion to witness the gray whales as they make their incredible journey down to Baja, Mexico. So Matt, tell us about the gray whales.
So gray whales migrate to the lagoons of Baja from their summer feeding grounds up in the North Pole, Bering and Chukchi Seas. They go down to these lagoons to have their babies and make more babies, and then they head right back up to the North Pole to feed again.
Conservation efforts are being made to make the gray whale migrations more easy and increase population.
So the biggest thing that you can do is we need to really be watching our carbon footprint, obviously global climate change. We need to be advocating to policymakers, business leaders to practice more environmentally friendly solutions to whatever they're doing, because that will allow the temperature to at least stabilize, and we can keep that sea ice, and hopefully then we can get some of these whales fatter and healthier. What's the question?
So gray whale populations have decreased from 26,000 to only 12,000. What exactly happened?
We think that there was a die-off event that was caused by receding sea ice in their northern feeding habitat. So what happens is sea ice, algae grows under it. Then as the sea ice recedes in the summertime, the algae falls to the floor. It feeds the food that the whales eat. With less sea ice, we get less algae. With less algae, we have less food for the gray whales. So the whales have been skinnier. This is the longest migration any mammal takes. Longest migration any mammal takes annually. It's 10 to 15,000 miles round trip, so they may just not have the reserves to make that trip anymore.
So what makes the waters of California and the Baja Peninsula a great place for them to spawn?
So where they have their babies, generally speaking, down in those lagoons on the west coast of Baja, is a lot saltier. It's a lot more protected than the open ocean. So with the salt, the baby can float a little bit easier, and it's easier for the baby to gain weight. It's easier for the energy that it's going to use. And it's also protected from their natural predator, killer whales. Now, killer whales will take about 1 in 3 gray whale calves every year. So in these lagoons, they're a lot more protected, a lot more sheltered from those predators.
Main feeding grounds.
The Bering and Chukchi Seas. So think in the North Pole, the northern part of Alaska, Russia, anywhere in those coastal waters.
As we head back to the port, we're treated to an incredible sight. A feeding frenzy. Dolphins dart through the water, working together to herd schools of fish, showcasing the raw beauty and intelligence of marine life. Seeing these dolphins in action reminds us just how connected everything in the ocean truly is. From the great gray whales making their epic migrations to these playful dolphins hunting for fish, the ocean is full of stories of survival, resilience, and adaptation. But as we've learned today, these migrations and ecosystems are under threat. Climate change, pollution, and human activity are altering the delicate balance of the ocean. Protecting these waters isn't just about saving whales, it's about preserving the health of our entire planet. If we want future generations to experience these breathtaking moments, we need to act now. Support conservation efforts, reduce plastic waste, and respect the incredible creatures that share our planet. Because the echoes of the wild are calling. Will we listen?